All right, today we are going to be reviewing Marvel Legends Spider-Man Homecoming Vulture, also known as Adrian Toomes. But before we get into reviewing this character, you guys know it. Let's take a look at his accessories. Okay, so starting off with the accessories, we have the Vulture's control modulators. He has two of them to go in each hand for flight to control the wings. These are pretty much just casted in a gray plastic with a little bit of gold on them. And then we have the armor for his arms, which I'll show you how these go on in a little bit. And these just cast in a gray plastic with another gold paint, little certain areas. I don't know why they didn't do this side here. They just did this side and then this side. So that must be the way it came across in the movie. I did not see that. I have to, whenever I see that movie, I'll have to check it out again. But I don't recall seeing that. So I'll have to go back and check that out. I'll show how those go on in a little bit. And then the other accessory is just his visor that snaps on. It's just a clear little plastic that goes on. All right. And last but not least, his wings, which come with a plastic stand to hold them. Just set it down and take the wings and slide it right. And there you go. Now these guys here, these are massive. Massive, massive set of wings. So let's get rid of the stand here. So looking at the wings, look at all the detail that they have printed, all the mechanical detail that they have printed into these wings. Very nice. They fold up and then they flip around, they fold out, flip around. So that way you have the full spread of his wings. The feathers, you can see all the electronics going through the feathers into the actual main wings of themselves. Flip them around. You have the crazy detail on the back as well. All this detail, all the painted green, the turbines that flip around, painted blue, they move up. So these flip, so I guess to give them elevation this way, to go up, or to get them to turn back around so you can fly in different directions. That is really cool engineering right there. Very well thought by the people who made this over at Hasbro, the engineering department. Very, very nice. All the little detail that comes through the wings, the little lines, like I said, the feathers, because I believe he can fire these feathers out as blades. I know he could use them to cut, you know, the webbing and whatnot like he did in the movie. Very well done. And yes, you can bend them. And then you have this part here, I'm sorry, before we get into the articulation of the wings, where the jet would be. It's nicely painted blue with some more green detail on there. So getting into the wings, spin them around. So you can see right here, the wings will attach to his back through this peg right here, but they bend. So it gives you that flapping. And these things are massive, so I'll try to show. So they bend here, they bend here. So that way you can get different angles, different posings, different positions with the wings. And they do, I mean, they fold in, they fold out. And then the turbines, I mean, that's cool the way they pop up like that. Well, of course, you know, they have to move with the wings. Very, very nice. So in order to, when you want to pose these on the stand, you just take them and you kind of flip them up and around. And that's how they go. They just flip them around and then you can display them right there on the stand. So once again, you take your stand and you just slide these bad boys in there, and then there you go. Like I said, they are a massive set of wings, but very well done by the people at Hasbro with the detail, paying attention to all of this engineering mechanics that run through these metal wings. Fabulous, 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 fabulous. Oops, sorry about that. So I just wanted to spin them around so you can get a better look. Or you could display them however you want on either way. But there's a back side of them. Or front side, whichever way you want to look. I mean, just the paint and everything, the detail on them, fabulous. I love the way that these turbines spin around. Not just to change the direction, but they also spin. So, very, very well done. And then to change direction, or to have them hover, or to have them fly down. Very, very well. Very well done. Really, really cool. All right, so let's get a look at Adrian Toomes himself. All right, so here we are getting ready to take a look at the Vulture. So this guy is pretty movie accurate. Really well done, I have to say. I give them props over at Hasbro for doing such a fantastic job with this guy. So let's take a look at some of this detail and paint sculpt. Let's start with from head to toe. You're looking at the Vulture's, well, helmet, his face gear for when he goes into flight. As you can see, he has his little mechanical eyes, I should say. Look at all the mechanics that go through his helmet, along with the breathing tube that plugs in to the back part of his helmet here. The green that comes around all the way down to the chin, and then, well, I guess you would say, his face mask for his breathing, which kind of looks like a beak. Very nice, very well done with the detail. And then moving on to the collar of his jacket. It would have been cool if this was a soft goods, but it's not, but very well done, very movie accurate. And then as we get to the back for the rest of the actual mechanics for his wings, his harness, his that attaches to him. It does look like a kind of like a parachute or avionics flight suit, so to speak. But he has the mechanics that come down attached to his legs and all the way down to his feet for the claws on his boots. Very well done. So you have the metal straps, and normally, they just kind of paint everything green, but these are actually painted silver, along with the leather straps that come across. So you have the green shoulder straps that come all the way to the back of the harness. A little bit of gold here on the back part of the harness, along with the rest of the silver that comes down where the wings would attach to his back right here. All the way down to the belt. Then you have the metal clasp. Once again, I have to say, with the detail that they put into this guy, they did a very well job, a good job, well done, whatever I'm trying to say here. Try to get the focus on the zipper of his jacket. I mean, that is awesome detail. Just awesome detail. All the wrinkles in the leather jacket, the sleeves around, the elastic on the sleeves as they reach, his wrists. Very well done. Very, very well done. I can't say enough good things on the actual detail that they put into this guy. His pants, all the way down to the pockets, along with the black straps that wrap around the legs, to the mechanics, the knee pads, all the way down to his boots, all the way down to the actual mechanics of the actual Vulture claws that he has on his boots. I mean, look at the mechanics here on the ankles, where it would come down for the mechanical part of the of the boots itself, for this apparatus that he has that comes down to for the feet for these Vulture claws. Nicely done, very well done. He has a little bit of armor here on the front of his boots, the back part of the boots. I mean, everything is just done very, very well. No paint slop on this guy. Hasbro did a fantastic job. So let's take a look at the articulation. It's a standard articulation as far as it goes with the Marvel Legend figures. He can't really look up because of the fact of actually the collar part of this jacket, and then the helmet itself with the hose blocks him from looking up. Can he look down? That's as far as he can look down. So he doesn't really have great head articulation, slight head tilt from side to side. He has his standard shoulder articulation. There are no butterfly joints in here. It's not pinless, but he has double jointed elbows. So, and mine on him, they seem a little gummy, but that's as far as they're gonna go, because as you can see, the wrinkles in the jacket actually stop him from going any further. He has a bicep swivel, and he has a wrist swivel, and his wrists go side to side. On this side, the wrist goes side to side as well. They do not go up and down. And then same thing on the same arm, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. You know, one thing I have to say really quick is that on the movie Storm Shadow, they actually made the wrists go up and down for when he's holding the sword, so his wrists actually bend like that instead of side to side. All right, so moving on. I just had to throw that out there because I thought that was pretty cool. They need to start putting that in the other figures as well, especially ones that carry swords or shotguns or whatever kind of weapons that they put. All right, so as far as upper ab crunch, he can move back this far, he can move forward that far. He has waist swivel. He does not have that upper ball joint in here, so he doesn't have that upper swivel. His legs can move forward, they can move back, only that far because it is stopped by the armor here. Then he has double jointed knees, which go that far, because once again, stopped by the armor. And then he has a forward tilt, which it goes that far, which actually is pretty nice. And then back that far, and then he has his ankle tilt. So, with that being said, let's get his wings on him and let's take a look on how he looks with his wings. All right, so here he is standing next to his wings. Let me try and get them into a little bit more of them in sight here. I'm not knocking anything over there. Like I said, these bad boys are huge. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. All right, so let's take a look on how he looks with all of his accessories. So, starting off, let's start with the visor. So he has a little slit right here on both sides of his helmet. So you take his little visor here, and they have little slits. Well, not slits, but little tabs, I should say, on the sides of the visor. So you would take the visor, and I do believe that it goes this way on it. So you would take that and you would kind of plug that in here, and then bring it over to the other side and you would plug it in. You hear it snap. There you go. You have it snapped in, and you can still see the eyes behind the visor, which is very well done. Very nice looking to the figure. Now, as far as the armor that goes onto his arms, unplug the hands, slide it right through just like so. Take his hand, pop it back on. There you go. Go to the other side, pop off the hand, take his armor, slide it through, pop his hand back in. There you go. And there he is, all armored up. Very well done, very nice, looks good. If you bend his elbows a little bit, they sit a little bit better in there onto the arm. As you know, as far as where, you know, all this is supposed to go right here. So with that being said, I don't want to spend too much time on that, but that is the armor. And this one here, like this arm sits closer to the body. This one will not go in any further. I don't know why, but that's how you pop on the armor. And then you take his little flight mechanics and just kind of pop them in past the, get them past the thumb, pop them in. It's a little bit of a pain, but you gotta kind of wiggle it around. Gotta kind of stretch the fingers out. As you can see, I just bent that thumb in a little bit. All right. There's one flight control. Take the other one. And they don't go, I know this part here goes on the top part of the hand, so it protects the hand, not the bottom, not this way. It's too short that way. Kind of, I find it easier if you stretch the fingers out just a tad bit when you do it. See, pops right in very easily instead of just smashing the thumb. All right, so there he is with all of his flight controls, the armor on his arms. Now let's take this bad boy off the stand. Let's get this stand out of here. Right here on the back with this plug, take the wings, plug them in, and there he is with his wings. And he'll hold them up. That's the cool part. He will stand there with them up. Fold the wings up, flip them around. I just find it easier for when they're on his back like that. So you can flip them around. And once again, even with the wings fully stretched all the way out, he can hold them. He can hold them up. Really neat, really neat. Moving them backwards, you know, makes them back heavy. But if you move them forward, and it also makes them front heavy, you'd have to adjust his feet a little bit to give him the stand. As you can see, it's really pushing them forward because they are, like I said, they are heavy. But if you bring them back just a slight bit, see, he'll hold them. And you can bend these forward, and they make them a little front heavy even on the ends. Is he gonna hold? Is he gonna hold? Is he gonna hold? Is he gonna hold? Oh, he's gonna fall. But you can pose him however you want. So you want to pose him in the air, flying. You can give him a little pose. Let's get the knee bent a little bit. And there he is with his wings all spread out. Like I said, these things are massive, so I can't get them all into the camera. But I will move them around. But yeah, you bring his legs up as far as you can. You can actually get him to pose ever so slightly, as if he was flying and, you know, going at, like hovering, looking down at Spider-Man or whoever. Doesn't make a difference. Whoever you want it to be. Move his wings out. That is too cool. Too cool. You can have him with his, you know, his hands out like this. Like he's, you know, if you bring the wings in, like he's trying to stop himself mid-flight, or he's coming down to kick. However you want to pose him, you can. And that's it. I mean, he's limited with when it comes to the posing with the wings on there, but you can still put him in some cool poses with these bad boys on. I think that they did a great job with this movie version of the Vulture. I don't have the comic book version, which I've seen him and he looks really cool. But once again, this is Homecoming version, and it is the Michael Keaton version. So yeah, I mean, can't ask for anything better than the man who played Batman, who actually played the Vulture in Homecoming. Very well done, very cool figure. So let's see, let me get these wings off of him and let's see how he scales with some other characters. This is how he scales with Tech from the Star Wars Black series. Here's how he scales with Wrecker from the Star Wars Black series. And here's how he scales with Marvel. Oh, here's how he scales with Marvel Legends Zombies Captain America, even though he did fall over. So now let's see how he scales with everybody standing around him. Let's take a look. All right, so here he is with everybody, including the zombie Captain America, who likes to fall over on me in the middle of doing this review. So as you can see, he is the same size as the Star Wars Black figures, and of course Captain America is standing with his legs bent, but that's just because he is the zombie version and you can't have him any other way, really, right? So, but there he is standing with everyone. Very well done. Very, very well done. I like the way this figure was done. I like the way they did the mechanics in the wings. As far as the cons, the only cons I have are the fact that the armor gets in the way, and the fact that he can't really look up. And for a guy who flies, you want him to be able to look up, you want him to be able to look down, have head tilt, look side to side, which he doesn't have a whole lot of articulation when it comes to that. But besides that, you know, out of a scale of 1 to 10, I'd rate this figure a 7. You know, including with the wings and everything, it's great. Just make him a little heavy. So with that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Thank you everybody who, to all the new subscribers and to the people who have been with me since the beginning. Thank you all. I hope you all have a wonderful and healthy and happy Thanksgiving, and I will catch you on the flippity flip. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and leave comments down below before I forget to say that. Once again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody, and I catch you on the flippity flip.